VITURE just dropped their newest flagship, the Luma Pro XR, with sharper visuals, built-in vision correction, and some bold new features. It's gunning straight for the top of the AR glasses lineup. But do they actually beat the tried and proven king of AR, the Xreal One Pro? In this video, we're going to answer that question, and we'll start with a refresher on the reigning champ. And as always, links to the best deals are in the description. The Xreal One Pro is Xreal's most refined pair of display glasses to date, and you can tell from the moment you slide them on. The design is sleek and lightweight, and unless someone's really paying attention, they probably will not notice you are wearing something that can beam a 170-inch screen into your eyeballs. That display is built on Sony's latest 1080p micro OLED panels, sharp, vivid, and refreshingly bright. We are talking about a floating screen that looks like it is several meters away, with rich colors and no weird ghosting or motion blur. If you have ever used a first-generation AR headset and walked away with eye strain or the sense that you were looking through a hazy fishbowl, you can breathe easy. This is much better. They also have electrochromatic lenses to help block out the light in bright environments. And here is where Xreal starts to flex its experience. The One Pro is powered by their in-house X1 chip and the 4th generation of their optic engine. That means the image not only looks great, but it is stable. Even if you move your head around a bit, the virtual screen stays anchored in place, like it is really floating out in space, not jittering around like an old Windows screensaver. There is no full 6 degrees of freedom tracking. This is not a meta headset, but for a sit back and watch experience or even working on a document, 3 degrees of freedom is more than enough. It just feels grounded. And honestly, when you are juggling a laptop, a phone, and maybe a Steam Deck, that kind of plug and play consistency matters. Speaking of Steam Decks, the One Pro supports USB-C display input, which means it works with pretty much anything that can output video over USB-C. That includes your phone, laptop, handheld gaming console, you name it. No weird docks, no apps you have to sideload, just connect and go. The audio is another area where Xreal surprised me. The speakers are tuned by Bose, and while you are not getting thunderous bass or surround sound immersion, they are clean and clear enough to watch a movie or jump on a call without headphones. You will probably want to plug in real earbuds for anything involving bass drops or explosions, but for casual use, it holds its own. Now, comfort. The arms are flexible, the nose bridge is adjustable, and there are 2 sizes to choose from depending on your interpupillary distance. It is one of those things you do not think about until it is wrong, and Xreal actually got it right. You can wear these for hours without feeling like your face is being slowly clamped into a tech demo from 2014.
Of course, no product is perfect. One complaint I have seen pop up and experienced myself is that the glasses can get a little warm on the forehead after extended use. Not hot enough to be uncomfortable, but just enough to make you slightly more aware that you are in fact wearing a tiny cinema strap to your face.
And yes, there is a camera accessory you can buy separately called the Xreal Eye that captures photos and video. But between you and me, unless you really want to take point of view footage of your trip to the grocery store, you can probably skip it. The One Pro is priced at $649, which is not cheap, but in this category, it is still competitive, especially for the level of polish you're getting. So who is it for? If you are looking for a no-fuss plug-and-play wearable display that just works, whether you are traveling, gaming, or working in a coffee shop, the Xreal One Pro nails the fundamentals. The display is crisp, the build is mature, and the compatibility is as broad as it gets.
But if you are looking for a slightly more feature-packed or futuristic option, maybe with higher resolution or bolder design flair, that is where the VITURE Luma Pro comes in. And we'll cover that next.
All right, so we've talked about the clean, polished approach of the Xreal One Pro. Now let's switch gears a bit, because the new VITURE Luma Pro XR is playing a slightly different game. If Xreal is trying to be the minimal, business-casual AR companion, the Luma Pro is more like the stylish overachiever who also happens to be a bit of a mad scientist. First impressions? The Luma Pro looks good, really good. The translucent frames, the subtle RGB accents, and that lightweight modern silhouette. It all gives off strong premium gadget energy. There's also electrochromic film built into the lenses like the Xreal One Pro, which means you can darken or lighten them with the press of a button. Want to block out distractions? Tap the button and boom, instant sunglasses. But where the Luma Pro really pulls ahead is in the display. Instead of going with standard 1080p panels, VITURE cranked things up with a 1200p Sony micro OLED display. And yes, that extra resolution does make a difference, especially when it comes to reading text, watching high definition content, or just appreciating those finer visual details that can get lost on a slightly lower res display. The image is brighter, the colors are punchier, and it handles contrast really well, even in tricky lighting conditions. If you plan to watch a lot of movies or do anything that involves reading or UI elements, the Luma Pro's display might just spoil you. It also projects a virtual screen that's roughly 152 inches wide, and the field of view about 52 degrees, and while it's smaller than the Xreal One Pro, it's still immersive without feeling overwhelming. It's that sweet spot between feeling like you're in a private movie theater and not losing your peripheral awareness of the real world. Now let's talk about myopia adjustment. This is one of those under-the-radar features that ends up being a big deal. If you wear glasses or have mild to moderate nearsightedness, up to -4 diopters, you can actually adjust the focus inside the Luma Pro itself. No prescription inserts, no lens adapters, just turn the dial and go. It's an elegant solution, and once you've used it, you'll wonder why every AR company hasn't copied it. Audio-wise, VITURE teamed up with Harman to tune the speakers, and the result is fine. It is not bad, but it is not going to blow anyone away either. In quiet environments, it sounds good enough to enjoy a movie or hop on a video call, but if you are in a noisy space, you'll want to bring earbuds. Now, one area where the Luma Pro really differs from Xreal is in software ecosystem and add-ons. VITURE offers something called the Spacewalker platform, which is meant to add spatial interfaces and 3D UI overlays if you pair the glasses with a neckband accessory for additional computing power and some light spatial features. In theory, this means you can have a floating UI layered over your environment, Minority Report style. But in practice, it's still a bit early. The software is a little rough around the edges, and while it's cool to see a more ambitious vision of what these glasses could become, right now the experience feels more experimental than essential. If you're buying these glasses for pure media consumption or display mirroring, you can safely skip all the extra bells and whistles. Build quality is solid overall, but I've seen a few users mention some flex in the frames or concerns about durability over time. Nothing major, but worth noting if you tend to toss your gadgets around or forget they're in your backpack under 5 pounds of books. The Luma Pro is priced at $499, which makes it a pretty compelling value, especially considering the higher display resolution and built-in vision adjustment.
So who's it for? If you want the best visual quality, the cleanest text, and a little more personality in your hardware, the VITURE Luma Pro hits a lot of sweet spots. It is for the media enjoyer, the traveler, maybe the digital nomad who wants a virtual monitor without sacrificing aesthetic taste.
It is also great if you wear glasses and do not want to mess with inserts. VITURE really nailed that part. So we've got two premium glasses here, one polished and practical, the other flashy and futuristic. The Xreal One Pro is the plug and play champ. Crisp display, stable tracking, no setup headaches. Whether you're gaming, watching movies, or working remotely, it just works. It's reliable, refined, and feels like a finished product. The VITURE Luma Pro, on the other hand, goes all in on visual fidelity. Its sharper screen, RGB flare, and built-in myopia adjustment give it that wow factor. It's not quite as seamless to use, and the software side still feels a bit beta. But if you're after the best picture and a little personality, it delivers, and all at a lower price. Both are impressive. Neither is perfect. But either one could absolutely replace your monitor, TV, or travel screen. Drop a comment below. Let me know which one you pick. And if this helped, tap like and subscribe for more deep dives like this. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.